Chiefs takes OT. They win.
I'll let you guys go first, and then I'll
24. I had a tweet crafted. If anyone saw last week, I had a take on whatever show it was with you guys saying that my exact words were they're the fakest undefeated team, but it was more in reference to Pete saying they were going to go 17-0.
And they are.
And if
they beat Buffalo.
But it took them overtime to beat a depleted Bucs team down their top 3 wide receivers. No Jalen McMillan, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, obviously, in that game. And it took them till overtime. Do you think they should have gone for 2 at the end? I mean, obviously, in retrospect, they probably should have. But just like knowing that if you give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes, it was probably game over. Would you have gone for 2 there at the end?
Probably. I usually don't in that scenario.
Yeah, but it's Mahomes.
It's him.
Yeah. I think
it's a coin flip when you go for 2, right? Mm-hmm. We've often say this. And then it's a literal coin flip for overtime. So now your percentages go less. Like
it's not a coin flip because you still get to play defense.
No, it's a coin flip because you know that if Patrick Mahomes gets the ball first, you can see it in Baker Mayfield's body language. The game is over. When they're at Arrowhead, Patrick goes, "We want the football." The entire stadium knows it's a matter of time before Kelsey adds 4 more catches to his stat line and they get a W. If I'm a team that goes down and scores at Arrowhead on the road against the undefeated Chiefs team, I'm going to try to go for the jugular right now. You get in the end zone, you score. You have a couple plays that you have.
How much time was left?
26, 27 seconds.
And did Chiefs have any timeouts in that?
3 timeouts. So
even if you get it,
you're playing for the win.
But even if you get
it, could have come down and kicked a field goal. I will say though, so Bucker has good legs. So they probably only needed to get to like the 40.
The 42
would have been, but they were not the way the Chiefs were moving the ball in the second half. It was methodical. It was offensive line dominance, short passes. I don't think that would have necessarily translated immediately to a 2-minute drill.
But they are capable.
They are capable.
I mean,
they are capable.
Let's put it this way: if Worthy doesn't flop in the beginning of the game,
they run away.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, you gotta go for it. Liam Cohen has been in his bag all year. Okay. The way this offense started was awesome with those 2 receivers. Baker Mayfield is leading the league in quick game. He's the best quarterback of the National Football League in quick game. Liam Cohen had to reinvent his offense. Now Kate Otten is looking like Kellen Winslow Sr. out there. And then you get those 2 running backs doing everything under the sun for Baker Mayfield. You go into the fourth quarter, no receiver had caught a pass yet, Mike. And then Sterling Shepard, Liam Cohen draws some stuff up for him in the 2-minute scenario to get them an opportunity to go down the field. Everything is happening the right way. Liam Cohen's in his bag. I trust him to go make the call. Todd Bowles after the game said, we wanted to take it to overtime. No, you got to go win the game against Patrick Mahomes. You got to kill Jason when you have the chance.
We saw it. Brian Fitzpatrick tweeted out, Todd's definitely not going for 2.
Yeah,
he knows he's not. But I do agree that everyone says, every coach defends 4th down, 2-point conversion situations with game scenario. You're not in the game scenario. I think everything about that game scenario with how much your defense was on the football field that game, how much they were getting run on, how much they were getting blown off the ball, how methodical the Chiefs were about moving the football down the football field, and how much Liam Cohen seemed to have Andy Reid's number from a play calling perspective, because that wasn't a Baker Mayfield performance to get them back into it. That was Liam dialing up some really nice offensive stuff to scheme around the fact that they were down their top 3 wide receivers. So in that scenario,
he had both his arms tied behind his back in a fight.
I trust Liam Cohen to have a play ready that was going to put the Chiefs in a situation that you had a better chance of converting there than you did of stopping the Chiefs.
Did you see he mentioned the weather as a pot? He said, well, come on, give me a break.
I mean, it was pissing a little bit.
Coaches will have any excuse.
Right.
To not go.
Normally in that scenario, I don't go for it because I do think you do play defense in the NFL. But in that one, with him on the other side, you probably do go for it.
Both those teams were moving the ball at will, it seemed like, and stylistically differently. But, we'll go back to the start of the game. DeAndre Hopkins getting involved early for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they talked at length last night on the broadcast about the fact that Hopkins and Mahomes have some sort of synergy. They've got real chemistry. And, it's a future Hall of Famer in Hopkins and obviously a future Hall of Famer in Mahomes. It's just so scary that a guy like Brett Veach can just pluck a star like DeAndre Hopkins out of a bad situation and give him that catalyst to show up and be the all-pro that we've seen 3 times in the past. Be that guy who can be relied on in the short yardage situations. He ran that slant.
That's exactly
against that second-year player, and I was like, this is exactly what Mike Renner was talking about
but
when they got
in that
Hopkins.
offense, he doesn't have to be the guy.
Yeah.
What he does is he balances the field. He gives them something
The
else.
thing that's still desired is that ball that Mahomes almost threw an interception to Winfield at the end of the game when Winfield went buzz coverage and he slammed down into the second level and Hopkins didn't get his head. When they get on the same page there, you think they're good at third down now? You think they're efficient with moving the chains? Oh, my God.
Better yet, wait until they get Worthy going.
Yes.
Because that play, the first play, that's a touchdown.
He's too fast.
What was he doing?
He's too fast.
They got to get him involved. And now you have here, and then there.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're going to have.
Travis had 15 catches.
Get your Chiefs shots in right now because they're going to be. Come on. Get them in now. Go ahead because they're going to be. They're gone.
I just had I had a good quote tweet prepared. I just saw it.
What were you going to say?
I was gonna just quote tweet it with a eyeglass emoji.
Yeah, this guy. He had to delete that shit real quick.
Yeah, well, again, I said all along, if they beat the Bills, I think they're going undefeated. Now the Chargers are playing much better, so that's going to be.
They beat them in LA already. They get them at Arrowhead, but I'm just saying we talk about teams that could potentially hypothetically match that physicality that Kansas City played with throughout the whole game last night. Harbaugh could get his guys up for it. I don't think they could beat them.
They're
but
the number
one
defense
close.
in the league.
Yeah.
Chargers, number one defensively. Are the Bucs in trouble because their schedule gets brutal here in the next month?
They are, yes. I think they're in deep trouble.
They're inspirational.
You can only scheme up so much, and now it helps that when you have a good offensive line in front of them. So I think their offense is fine, but they're just not good enough defensively to be kind of not an elite offense, right? They had to be a real top.
Look at their schedule the next month. It really gets brutal here in the next 3-4 weeks.
I got to give props to the Bucs, though. I mean, they went into
they went into the 49ers this week.
They went into the Dragons lair last night. It only gets
brutal. It's actually not that brutal.
No, I thought it was the 49ers this week.
So they have 49ers, Giants, Panthers, Raiders.
No.
Chargers, Cowboys, Panthers, Saints.
I'm telling you, the Bucs are, they're still a scary team. I just Liam Cohen is in his bag, bro.
Just because the way the NFC is shaking out right now, it's just going to take. It might be like 11 wins, the last wildcard team at this point, right? With the Eagles, Commanders, both 2-loss teams. In
the Eagles, Commanders. You got the 3 teams
and then the 3 teams in the North.
Yeah,
all probably going to end up 10+ wins. So the Bucs at 4-5, you need to go 6-2 the rest of the way against that schedule.
And they have 2 losses. They have 2 losses to the Falcons, so they can't catch them. So
yeah. So
can we talk about Kareem Hunt for a minute?
He was not good.
Kareem Hunt runs so hard, and there's so many plays where he should get 2 yards, but he continues to keep his legs churning, and it matches the output of effort by that offensive line.
What'd you say he was what?
He's not. He's lost so much of his step. I mean, it's the O-line. It
doesn't matter. I kept thinking about Pete. Put anybody in there if you got good blockers.
He's got a good point. When your runner gets to this point, and you have a good point too, he's going to turn a 2-yard gain into a 4-yard gain, but he's also going to turn a 15-yard gain into a 5-yard gain.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he is right now.
Well, that's why the Chiefs are number 1 in the league in rushes of 4 to 9 yards, but they lack the ability to get out there and have true explosive runs. They've got the guys at the line of scrimmage who can get these dudes blocked up, the defensive line, the linebackers. What they don't have is that true explosive threat to be able to make that last guy miss. The coaches in these offensive meetings, they say, we're going to get this blocked up. There's going to be one guy for you to make miss, and then we're hitting our head on the goalpost. They're not getting there yet.
Pacheco's coming back.
And that's what they're setting themselves up for. And you talked about it. They're going to get their receivers back. Pacheco's going to be healthy eventually. And when that happens, look out.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, they didn't make the move for Cam Robinson like I thought they should make. I thought the Vikings would make the move. They did go make the move. They need to get a tackle.
Yeah.
They have to try. The problem is there aren't any.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the tackle? Where do you go get? Cam Robinson was available for a reason.
I saw a concerted effort from Patrick Mahomes when the pocket was breaking down for him to step up into the eye of the storm in the pocket last night. I don't know if you guys realized that. Patrick Mahomes was making a concerted effort to not bail out of the pocket. And I think it's because of the issues they have at the tackle position. I think they're telling these tackles, run the guys by, let Patrick step up in the pocket. We got 3 all-pros. Sit right behind that clean dish. Stay in it for another half beat and make your read, make your throw. And we've seen Patrick get out and run and have a lot of success at it, but I think it's been a concerted effort on that offense's part to keep
Would you
Pat
go
in
get
the
a
pocket.
tackle? You try and get a tackle. Though.
I think what they're doing is they're covering up the issues you're talking about with the way they're going about their business.
I think he would get back to being true Patrick Mahomes if they got a left tackle. The question to become
what was last night?
Huh?
What was last night?
It still was. I mean, the throw he made down the field that Hopkins caught, and he threw into 8 guys.
It was a great play.
Antoine Winfield should have had.
It was a cool play to look at.
Yeah, I mean, that was where the throw had to be. That was a great throw.
But
don't get wrong, but it should have. Antoine Winfield had one of the worst.
I mean,
plays
there were situations. I just don't think they're playing quite to that, and I think he's being restricted by both tackles because the right tackle is not very good either.
Yeah.